Welcome to Often Pacing for Snooze Cannington and Coburn. It's amazing what a little snooze can do.
A very good morning and welcome along to Often Pacing for this Monday as we get into a big race meeting here at Pinjarra today. We've also got Gloucester Park tomorrow, back to our normal Monday, Tuesday time slots, and we've got plenty to look forward to in terms of being able to hopefully find you a winner. Matt Young with you for now and for the foreseeable future, as we have Tim Walker across the road at the Wacker taking over there, and we wish him all the best and thank him for his contributions to not only the sport of harness racing but also Tab Radio as a whole, and wish him the best with his future endeavours, that is for sure. So no doubt he's listening to this show because he created it. Let's welcome in Ollie Cownie to the program to have a chat about Friday night, as well as hopefully a few winners. Ollie, very good morning to you.
Morning, Matt. Yeah, wasn't it a fantastic night of racing there on Friday? We saw that terrific race in the free-for-all. Was a bit of a match race there, and we saw Mighty Ronaldo come out on top. But gee, it was a really, really good race there, and there were a few points in the run where either of them could have come out on top, but too good in the end, Mighty Ronaldo, and it really was a terrific advertisement for the sport, wasn't it?
Absolutely right. I was going to mention that just with the draw advantage and probably more fitness under the belt, Ronnie was able to work across and get to the lead junior. Very hard man to get around in that sort of capacity. But what did you make of Magnificent Storm's run? Do you go away a little bit disappointed that he wasn't able to get the job done, or do you look at the times and look at where he's at and think that it was another really good hit out for him into what is going to be a reasonably long campaign?
I thought it was a terrific run, Magnificent Storm. Obviously, we saw him go so well there first up behind Heavenly Gypsy and wasn't able to beat her, but he put in a really good run. And then on Friday, it's pretty hard to see outside of really good horses like Mighty Ronaldo. We know he's got an awesome resume. That horse, he's won a Fremantle Cup. He was so good in the feature races earlier this year, and he's come out there and he's had the draw advantage on Magnificent Storm, and he's made the most of it. And I thought it was just a really well-rated drive out in front. It was 29.5 first quarter, which he was probably just able to get away with a little bit early, and then from there he just started running on Mighty Ronaldo, and that made it incredibly hard for Magnificent Storm to get over the top, given he was covering that extra ground, and he was terrific, I thought, to only be beaten 2.54 metres. And I think with his brilliant gate speed in some of these big feature races coming up, if he does draw the lead, he's going to be incredibly hard to beat.
Yeah, exactly right. And the John Higgins Memorial, of course, was one of the big features on the program on Friday. I felt like this race, if you're ever to see a dead heat, it was a justifiable dead heat in this race. I found this race incredibly difficult to work out, and then to see first to last a total of 10.2 metres covering the field, I feel like really justified how hard the race was. Major J, Nathan Turvey, Gary Hall Jr. did the work and was able to fend off nearly all comers, and then one smart fella got out and flashed home and finished over the top and joined them right at the line. Soundwave was brave back in the third. CD3 had been stacked up, but it's just missed a place back in the fourth. And then there's a string of horses that were unlucky. How did you go deciphering this race on Friday night, and what was your overall thought of the race?
Oh, I totally agree, Matt. It was really quite a tricky race on paper, and I think I probably backed about 4 or 5 horses in the race, and I ended up getting half a payout. I ended up siding with one smart fella who has been going quite well without a lot of luck recently, and it was terrific there on Friday. Couldn't quite pick up Major J, who did all the work, but they ended up sharing the prize, and they both were really good runs, Major J and one smart fella. And as you mentioned, even last place Feeling Aces, he was only 10 metres away, so it was certainly a very even contest, that race there, the Higgins final. And I think it looks like a field where there could be a few horses there that continue to work through the grades. We saw CD3 zip off the gate and lead, and he couldn't quite hang on, but maybe the horse with high speed more than he is tough. So he was copying a little bit of pressure from Major J out in front, and yeah, he did get a little bit tired late, but certainly was no knock there, beaten about a length. And there were some other good runs in behind. Tanner Biddy, he never got a clear look at them, and he looked out a little bit to give there late. And if he had gotten clear, it might have been interesting. But all honours, the two winners there, they were both great runs, and I think they deserved that.
How good is Copycat Queen?
Oh, she's unreal, isn't she? There's not many horses in WA going better than her, and it really does look like she's going to be able to make that step up to the next grade. She's probably showing a lot more versatility than she had early on. She's running on from a long way back in the races, and I think that race there Friday, although it wasn't quite a mare's free for all, the time she's running at the moment suggests that she's going to be right up there with those better mares. They ran 1:55.7 there on Friday night, which is pretty sharp time, and she's come from a long way back, and they've got home 28.2, 28.7, and just the way she's done it, she looked to do it so easily there, and I think, she's certainly going to be able to make that step up to the next grade.
Have we got some horses to follow from the Friday program from you?
We certainly do, and the first one comes in that first race there, and it's the Thank You Tim Walker Fillies and Mares Free for All, and I was really impressed by the run of Redline. I thought she was a terrific run there on Friday behind the informed Copycat Queen. They rated good time, as I mentioned, and she was able to run on strongly from the 1-1 and would have been a fairly comfortable winner had that winner not been there, Copycat Queen, who's going so well. But Redline ran past Sweet Vivian, she's going nicely as well at the moment. So I think Redline, she's shown she's a very capable sprint type mare, and in some of these better races, I really do think she can sit off speed, and if there's a bit of tempo on, she can definitely be running into the finish, and she generally goes around a pretty big price, Redline. So certainly keen to follow her, and my next horse to follow is in race 6. I thought Beat the Bank is a horse that's going particularly well at the moment. Probably didn't have a lot of luck 2 starts ago when he was caught off the track, and they really zipped home quite nicely there. So he wasn't suited. He finished out the back, and he really hit back there on Friday night and ran on strongly into third behind the very smart Instigator, who was an impressive winner there, sitting without cover in the race. And Nonny was second in that race, and we know how well he's going at the moment. So I certainly think that's going to be a strong form reference, that race. And Beat the Bank, he's going well, and he's got some versatility to him. He's a stand-start horse, a mobile horse, and generally he's never too far away. So keen to continue following him. And then in race 9, it was a really interesting race, this one. It's thrown up a bit of an upset result with Make It Quick getting the job done there. I think you mentioned Make It Quick earlier in the week and gave it a bit of a push, and it was able to win a few days later there on Friday, and was an impressive enough winner. Speed was on and was able to come over the top. But the horse I have to follow here is Rockability. I really do just think this horse is one that needs the fence, and was caught wide on the track there on Friday night and was still making up pretty good ground, was only beaten 5.5 metres. And I just think he's a horse with very good gate speed. As soon as he's able to find the fence in a race like this, I think he's going to be incredibly hard to run down. So my 3 horses to follow from Friday night were race 1, Redline, Beat the Bank, and Rockability.
Okay, I'll add to those. I'll have Chivalry in there. For the first up run, driven conservatively, but hit the line nicely, and I think that's a good sign of things to come for Chivalry. Is a horse that I've got plenty of time for. Likewise, Aiden Horizon, who I thought got home really well in the event, the free fall event, worked home nicely, got into the clear and hit the line quite powerfully. So Aiden Horizon goes into the mix there for well and truly a horse to follow. And I thought Control the Room, who ran into a lot of bother in that final circuit, got to the outside, and just the way that closed off that last 200 metres, I thought was really powerful. So Control the Room with the third of the horses to follow from Friday with Chivalry and Arden's Horizon. We've got 9 races today at Pinjarra we need to work through. I'll give my 3 for this meeting. Look, Soho Vesperlind is a horse that I'd well and truly placed in the sin bin after the last run, but this time last week, she was on my horses to follow, and I'm going to give her one more opportunity because I think they might drive her in a different manner today. And the way she hit the line 2 starts ago off the sit, I'm happy to be with her on an each-way basis because I think she could go into this race with not a lot of fans, and I'm going to stick fat and hopefully see her run a good race. So I'm with her in race number 4, number 1, on an each-way basis in Soho Vesperland. Race 5, I was pretty keen on Rose of Clare, like the way the horse won first up. She's got a little bit of a tricky draw to work with, but I think Rose of Clare, there's a few strings to her bow, so I think she'll be very hard to beat in race number 5. And in race 7 on the program, I liked Lurzy just because of the price. Lurzy sort of wasn't in the realms of my investments for the day, but I just think he's going around at a big price for a horse. In his last run, he raced in the Higgins heat, and if you look at the depth of the field, I don't think any of the horses that are in this field would have gone as well as he did in the Higgins heat. So prior to that, he'd been racing really strongly, and I think he can get into the money in this race. Lurzy, race 7, number 10 on an each-way basis, and race 5, number 8, straight out, Rose of Clare, race 4, number 1, Soho Vesperland each way. What are your thoughts, Ollie?
I totally agree with your thoughts there on Lurzy, Matt. He really does look a big price in this race, and he seems to be going well. It wasn't my pick in the race, but gee, I could really see him running into the money here at what is a massive price. He does look quite well placed. My horse in this race was Trip Trip Bang Bang. I think he's finally got a suitable draw. He's got gate 1. He's got pretty good gate speed. He's a horse that can lead or take a sit, and I think in this company he's going to prove pretty hard to beat. He's been going well in recent starts, but just hasn't had a lot of luck, or he's had wide draws or been drawn on the back row. So I do think he's found a suitable race here, and I think 1 by 3, he's a really good angle in that race, but I'd definitely be having something on Lurzy as well. I think he's a terrific price and looks really good each way value. I think in race 8, we've got a horse here that was solid first up from a spell in Ronald Scott, and he looks to have drawn well in this race to follow out Do You See Me? And I think he's going to be a lot better for that first up run last start where he started outside the back row. This draw looks a lot more suitable. He was forced to race outside the leader there, and Me Flash, he's a pretty classy, nice horse for this sort of race at his best, so that certainly looks like pretty solid form for a race like this. So I'm certainly keen to keep following Ronald Scott in this race second up. And then in the last race today, I've got Little Miss Molly. I didn't mind this horse last time in when Shane Young had it, and it obviously lands in the powerful Aiden Young stable now, Aiden De Campo stable now. So I think you've really got to respect that move. Yeah, I think he wants to be, doesn't he?
Always. Carry on.
Yeah, I think it's a wide draw, but the horses underneath are probably maybe going to go around bigger prices in the market. So if Little Miss Molly's able to get forward and find the front, I think she'd run a really good race here, and the dangers probably look to be on the back row. So I think it's going to be really hard to beat and potentially could get off the mark first time for the new stable here. So my 3 for today are race 7, Trip Trip Bang Bang, race 8, Ronald Scott each way, and race 9, Little Miss Molly.
Okay, well, we'll let you continue on. Roll on to Gloucester Park tomorrow with an 8-race program there. Yeah,
it looks a really nice card of racing there on Tuesday, and one of those really good races is in race 3. I was quite impressed by Chugach last start, loomed up, looked the winner, and then was just nabbed by a horse that had that really soft run in behind them and was able to get a split late through them. I think should be better for that run. Comes into this race third up and can probably just push forward and look to sit up outside them again. And I think it's going to prove really hard to beat in this race with that added fitness, and just looks a nice horse. I think it'll keep getting better each time it steps out. And then the other one I had on Tuesday night was race 4. I think this is race of the night. El Maestro versus Ideal Beach. These are potentially 2 of the best 2-year-olds in the country, and it'll be an interesting battle, El Maestro and Ideal Beach in the early stages to see who comes out on top. And that might actually go a long way to determining who wins. But I'm keen to be with Better Move Matty on one by 15 type basis. I don't think he can beat those two better types, but I think he can definitely run third, and he's been really impressive his first two career starts. First start he sat outside them and battled on for a good second, and then last start he sat outside them and was able to come out on top, and each run he's seemingly improved quite significantly. So I think third up in this race he might be even better, and he was able to beat Fear the Storm there last start, and I have a bit of time for Fear the Storm. I think he's quite a nice horse, so I certainly think he's going to be thereabouts in this race. So my two for Tuesday are race 3, Chugach, and race 4, Better Move Matty, the place.
Okay, well, we'll hear from Aiden De Campo coming up very soon. Look, I'm going to races 3 and 6 for my two tomorrow at Gloucester Park, and I thought, I was keen on race 6, which scares me a little bit, but race 3, firstly, Stronger Striker each way. Ran into bother last start, hit the line really powerfully. I thought Stronger Striker was an outstanding performance, and it looks like he's going to be close enough in this race, and I think he'll run a really good race. I think he's a smart type, and he's looking to break through. I think he can do that tomorrow. And in race 6, I was very keen on Sonic Seals to hit the line looking for a run last start. Back down to a mile. It's not an overly deep race. It's got that gate speed, should lead, and should be able to go very close. He does get a little bit tight over the 2100, so I reckon over the 1730 could be the big difference for Sonic Seals. So, well, my two to follow from Gloucester Park's meeting tomorrow. Ollie, thank you very much for your time this morning. We'll chat again to you soon. Good luck and good punting.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Matt.
There we have Ollie Cownie joining us on Often Pacing. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be with Aiden De Campo the other side.
You are listening to Often Pacing for Lane Tomich's Snooze in Cannington and Coburn. It's amazing what a little snooze can do.
Welcome back to Often Pacing. Aiden De Campo joins us now. Very good morning to you, Aiden.
Yeah, good morning, Matt. How are you?
Very well, mate. Thank you for your time this morning. Let's get into what has been a big weekend for you. Copycat Queen on Friday. You've got to be really happy with what she's been producing this time in. Looks like she's just the perfect racehorse these days.
Yeah, she is, Matty. She's really matured in the way she goes about things on race day, and her sprint, 4 out of the 5 runs back has been really, really good. So, yeah, really happy with what she done again on Friday. Done it really easily to the line, and seems to have pulled up well. So, yeah, all things are on track for W night in a month's time.
A word on Magnificent Storm. Just had to do the work outside Monty Ronaldo. What was your takeaway after a great performance in defeat?
Yeah, I thought he was super, Matty. There's still a bit to go fitness-wise with him. So I come back to Ray. I said, geez, it's only to run that good, and we know there's still probably 10-15% left in him. It's scary going forward. I think he's set touch wood to find his best form later this preparation, and hopefully towards the end of the year I still think his best racing's ahead of him.
They had the Diamond Heats last Monday at Gloucester Park. Wishing Bell was the main event on that program. How she pulled up from that run, and what did you take away from her winning performance last Monday?
Yeah, it was really good, Matt. She's a filly that only does what she has to. If you pull the plugs and get up her, she probably would have won by a little bit further, but she only did what she had to do, and I was really happy with her. When I asked her down the back, she dropped that 28 really quickly, and then when she got out by herself, just switched off a little bit. But I was really happy with her run, and all looking forward to first of all the barrier draw tomorrow night, and then into Friday night.
Into today's meeting, Last Hard Copy's had a little break between runs. He comes in fresh, drawn barrier 7. It's a pretty slick sort of field for him to bump into. How's he ahead of his race today?
He's pretty good, Matt. He's had a fair bit more work than what he did last start, leading up to last start, and I'm pretty confident that he's not far off being at top fitness. Just got a horrible draw to contend with. He's not going to get it as easy as what he has, but look, with a little bit of racing luck and a bit of genuine tempo, he'll be right in it. He's a quality animal.
Clevis returns. We know that he's got the ability. He's not a horse that can do a lot of the heavy lifting. So do you just have to drive him for his speed late?
Yeah, that's how we'll drive him today. He's kind of, I've kind of got him up a couple times now, had him right, and got one or two starts out of him. He's kind of tapered off. So, this time in he seems to be back to his best. And, we'll just have to slide across, and probably where he finishes will depend on how the other horses go and speed and all that kind of thing, but he'll run a good race.
Tricky draws are the story of the day for you. Better Arcade returns from barrier 11. We know this horse has got the ability. It's a pretty open sort of race. How's he ahead of his return?
Yeah, happy with him, Matt. I think it's probably a race where he's probably going to be one of the better horses in it, and probably drops a little bit of in grade on what he'd been racing last time in. So expect him to run a good race, but once again, he's probably not a horse that can do a heap of work himself. So we'll just have to be dictated to what speed's on in the race.
Little Miss Molly's first up for you. This looks a very winnable assignment on what she had been doing. How's her work been going into today's run?
They're good enough, Matt, to be more than competitive in this race. Just one of those real tricky draws out in 6. I think we'll have to push forward. I think she shows a fair bit of gate speed, so we'll push forward. If she happens to get to the top, she'll probably take some beating.
On to Tuesday, Wheels of Fortune was a nice win after running into a spot of bother on the first turn last start. A bit of a have's been impressive enough without having to fill into the money. How did you see the race unfolding for your two here?
Yeah, just lost a bit of balance into that first corner at Narrogin last start, and Joey had to check off one that was running around in the moving line and just did a few things wrong. I've whacked a head check back on him tomorrow night just to give us a little bit more confidence with him, just to make sure. But I expect him to run a really good race. He's really come on this preparation. I think he's really developed as a horse, and working really well at home. So we're doing everything to try and lead with him, and if he does, I reckon he'll be very, very hard to beat. And Better Behave, he's racing really well without luck. He was squeezed up last start, running to the line. He probably would have finished 3rd or 4th if he had got out. So, it's a good draw for him, but he'll be dictated to by a bit of luck.
You've got 3 in the second heat for the Pearl. American Machine trolled the house down at Pinjarra. Looks to have plenty of ability, plenty of high speed there. And when he strides out, looks extremely talented. Better Move Matty couldn't have been more impressive with his win last start, and Last King of Capo off the back row. What's the thoughts on these 3?
Yeah, American Machine, I really like the horse, mate. He's got a heap of high speed. He's just got a few quirks and a little bit of a chink in his gear. He has done a few things wrong in the past. Once he shied at a mobile, and the other time he shied at a whip on the inside of him. So he's got a few quirks, but hopefully we've found the best of him. His trials have been good, so he looks to probably slot in really good behind the 2 horse. And I think he'll be qualifying if he does everything right. Last year, Cape gets a good draw for him. He'll follow all day, so hopefully, he can just sneak into 5th or 6th and get through. And Better Move Matty's got obviously a really tough draw to deal with, but I think he's got the ability to overcome it and finish in the top 3 or 4. Okay,
and I see that you've picked up a drive on Maddie Lou from Mike Howie. It looks a suitable race for her. You know you're driving that one?
I know I'm driving it. I couldn't tell you too much about the field. I know she won on Friday night, and she's drawn 1 or 2 again. So we'll be trying to do the same on Friday.
You got to keep Mike happy. So it looks like a winnable race for her. Are you able to do that?
Tough job to keep him happy, mate.
Have you booked tickets to the MCG in September?
Not yet, but I'm not far off. If we beat Port Adelaide this week, and then I think we'll get the Lions over here, and then then I'll be booking flights and probably a box, I reckon, if you want to come.
Oh, I'm sure if they make it, I'll be happy to wear the opposition's colours. Did you brave the weather yesterday and go to the game?
No, I didn't actually. Gave my tickets away.
Fair weather supporter. Good luck today and tomorrow, Aiden, and all the best. Hopefully a few winners there. You've got a nice stable of runners going around, and also ones that are racing on Friday night. All the best with Bushing Bell. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
There we have the thoughts of Aiden De Campo for today. That's Often Pacing for this Monday morning. Hopefully back a few winners today. Pinjarra gets underway around about 12:40-ish, and then at Gloucester Park tomorrow with the 8 races after 5 o'clock. So tune into the Racing WA. We'll have interviews with key components today at Pinjarra, as well as the Racing WA parade ring interviews tomorrow from Gloucester Park. So hopefully a few winners there, and hopefully we've been able to see you into the winners of the future as well. So good luck and good punting, but that's Often Pacing for this Monday morning, and we'll be back again next week. But for now, it's a very good morning.
Thanks for listening to Often Pacing for Snooze Cannington and Coburn. It's amazing what a little snooze can do.